Let's take a look at what the Cowboys depth chart looks like right now after the NFL draft. Now, quarterback situation doesn't change much.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the same old competition that it was going to be. I mean, it's Will Grier versus Dak Prescott. And, we'll see who comes out on top when we get to Oxnard.
Right. It's Dak, it's Cooper Rush, it's Will Grier. Running back, you added Ryan Nall. Otherwise, it's still Zeke, Tony Pollard, Rico Dowdle. Okay.
Do you expect it to be more of a 50-50 deal here between Pollard and Zeke?
I think...
Or do you still think it's going to be at least 60-40 leaning Zeke, 70-30 leaning Zeke?
I'd love to think it's more 50-50. But the way that it went last year where you had a banged-up Zeke that should not have been on the field and they still put him out there, I think it's going to be 60-40 Zeke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until proven otherwise. They just haven't given us any reason to think that they're not going to force the ball to Zeke because he's just making so much money. But it should be a 50-50 split. And this is probably the last year you have Tony Pollard. I mean, look, as much as
last year you have Zeke.
And it should be the last year for both of them.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't like Tony Pollard, but it'd be foolish to re-sign him. I mean, the thing is, next year you just start fresh and you draft a running back for the next 4 years.
You constantly turn and burn. That's the way you go. Unless he's willing to give you a super, super friendly deal.
And he should.
Like this offseason, if you could get ahead of it and he's willing to just say, hey, I want to get some sort of security here. I want to have a second contract, and so I'm willing to not play. And as a running back, sometimes that might be the right decision there. I mean, most guys want to bet on themselves, go hit free agency, test the market, and get paid as much as possible. But as a running back, maybe Pollard says, anything you give me, to an extent, just about anything you give me right now, just the security alone, I'll go ahead and take it.
I mean, it is a physical position. You never,
for sure.
You never know. Maybe the security of it alone would be worth it for him.
I don't know.
Wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, who's going to miss the first month of the year most likely. James Washington. Then you add Jalen Tolbert in the room, Noah Brown, and our best friend, Simi Fehoko.
Yeah, I mean,
it's taking a hit.
There's really only... It's going to be
an interesting couple of weeks. We got to hope Jalen Tolbert really pays off this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure involved with that guy showing up in a big way, because otherwise you're talking about Dak having a very, very, very poor receiving core for the first 2, 3, 4, and then even when Gallup comes back, it would be unfair to expect him to just hit the ground running as a stud. So it's like, this Tolbert dude better be a beast, and it's a little bit tough.
It's a little unfair to expect the rookie to just be a star coming out.
Well, it's like third round, and we need you to be the most impactful rookie on the team. But that's where we're at right now with the wide receiver depth chart.
Tight end, Dalton Schultz, Sean McEwen, Jake Ferguson, the rookie, and then Jeremy Sprinkle. I think Ferguson's
number 2.
Probably ends up being number 2. Yeah, they like Ferguson quite a bit.
And we'll probably see a lot more 12 personnel because of it.
Yeah. Offensive line, you got Tyron Smith and Terrence Steele most likely as your starting tackles. Ball and Waletsko will back them up. Zach Martin and Tyler Smith as your starting guards. And then Connor McGovern will be competing. And then your center be a battle between Biotish and Farniok. And then Alec Lindstrom, they do like quite a bit. This undrafted free agent that they signed out of Boston College. Maybe he's a name we need to watch during training camp, because I've seen quite a little bit of buzz amongst Cowboys Twitter about him the last couple of days as a guy that maybe he puts his hat in the competition for the starting center spot potentially.
Yeah, I can see that happening for sure.
Defensive line, still have D-Law, Dante Fowler, Dorrance Armstrong, Sam, a.k.a. D. Williams, Chauncey Golston, Terrell Basham, get your rush bash. D-tackle, Neville Gallimore, Osa Digizua, Tristan Hill, Quentin Bohanna, our guy, John Ridgway, and Carlos Watkins. I think they've improved that defensive tackle spot quite a bit over the last 2 years. I think they've done a nice job there.
They have.
Linebacker, Parsons, Van Der Esch, Jabril Cox, Luke Gifford, Damone Clark, and then Devin Harper, the linebacker from Oklahoma State, rounds it out. And then our guy, Aaron Hansford, who they were able to sign undrafted free agent out of A&M, I think will make the team, at least as a special teamer. I think he's got a good shot.
And he was the guy that we fell in love with in here, right?
Yeah.
Of all the A&M dudes
he came in with Jaden Peavy.
Yeah.
We were like, I don't know about that Peavy guy. He's a Titan now, I think.
Yeah, he is.
But that Aaron Hansford,
he was fun.
Liked him.
He was fun. He's sharp kid. Definitely going to be pulling for him. And hopefully we'll see him out there in Oxnard, and he'll remember us, and Simi Fehoko and everything. That'd be a good time.
And Ryan Nall.
Yeah, and
got to get
Ryan
his Whataburger
Nall.
review.
We do got to get the Whataburger review there. There's no doubt about it.
DBs, Diggs, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Kelvin Joseph still on the team, Deshaun Wright, and Deron Bland now, who also might play some safety along with Jaron Kearse, Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, and Israel Mukuamu. And then CJ Goodwin, your starting special teamer. Jonathan Garibay is right now supposed to be your projected kicker. He's going to compete with Chris Nagar out of SMU. And then Brian Anger and Jake McQuaid. That rounds out right now your depth chart.
Where are you at in terms of what position do you want to see them go get a cheap vet?
I think you could stand to using another guard, in my opinion, unless you feel good about Josh Ball maybe kicking inside and backing up there. I just really don't know how they feel about Connor McGovern, man. I don't know how I feel about it anymore.
I'm looking right at these wide receivers, and
I wouldn't mind another receiver as well,
because you have Will Fuller, you have Jarvis Landry,
like
you have a couple of guys
Manny
that can
Sanders
go out there. Yeah,
veteran.
Manuel Sanders. Like, there's a couple of dudes that you can step in and like are competent NFL players.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's something that needs to happen. And then even the linebacker spot. Now, maybe they are so in the know and confident of Jabril Cox's recovery, but getting if there's a cheap linebacker out there, I'd be pretty interested in that position as well.